You're diving into a new problem at work, and you have a few simple, specific questions that you'd like answers to get started. Now, oftentimes, getting the answers to these simple, specific questions can be more difficult than it should be. When I worked in operations, I could either submit a data request to our analytics team and get in line for an answer, or I could find where that data lives, go get access to that data, and develop a SQL query or an Excel formula to derive my answer. But what if you could get the answers to these questions quickly and just move on? With Unsupervised Embedded Analyst, you can. Let me show you how this works. I'm going to start by opening up a chat with the Embedded Analyst and tell it that I'd like help querying the data about respondents we have included in a solar power analysis. So the first thing I'll do is paste in a question to give it some context on what I'm looking for. I want to query data about solar power respondents. Here you can see, after getting a little bit of context, the analyst now knows what I'm looking for. They're saying, great, let's query the data we have about solar power respondents. What specifically can I help you with? Now, I imagine if I'm just starting in, one of the first questions I want to know is, what data do I even have available to me that might be most relevant to the question I'm trying to get answered? And so I'm going to put in a question here that says, what fields do we have available that describe a respondent's personal values or beliefs about solar? And enter the question. Here, you can see that the analyst worked with some of the sub-analysts that it has that all specialize in different supporting functions. We have our data analyst, our data query expert, and our data field expert. And between those functions, they've come up with a list for me that it believes is showing me the data most relevant to the question I asked, which is a respondent's personal values and beliefs about solar. So it found fields like not considering solar, would solar save money, are they considering solar, do they believe it provides great ROI, do they believe it would help my family do its part, all different fields that relate to the respondent's personal values and beliefs about solar. So that's one example of a question that you can ask just to help you get familiar with the data and understand what you have available to me that's most relevant to what you want to solve. It can also do some different calculations for you to get you quick answers on the fly. We'll start by giving it an easy one and ask it, what % of respondents have adopted solar? Enter the question. And here you can see it's taken about a minute to go find within the data the specific fields we're talking about and perform its calculation, and it's got us our answer. Approximately 45% of respondents have adopted solar power. So that's how it can answer a quick, easy calculation just like that. Now, let's give it a harder question, still involving a calculation, but this time only when the records meet a certain condition. So I'll come to the analyst and I'll ask it, what % of respondents who believe solar provides great ROI don't adopt solar? Enter my question. And after taking a minute to think about it and the conditions we applied, it has again come back with the correct calculation here, where only 14% of respondents who believe solar provides strong ROI don't adopt solar. Another thing you might ask the analyst to do is to break out your data by a given attribute. In this case, I've asked the analyst to break out the respondents who believe solar provides strong ROI by state. And after going back and forth with the data analyst, the query expert, and the field expert, it's come back with our answer. A breakout of respondents who believe solar provides strong ROI broken out by state, just like I asked, all in a matter of minutes. You can even ask the analyst to create data visualizations for you based on your query. Here, I've asked the analyst to create a bar chart showing the number of respondents in each state. As you can see, the data analyst has worked with its other automated specialists to first identify the relevant state field, then create a segment for each of the states, and then render the size of each of those states for us in a nice clean bar chart. That's how easy it is to query your data and get quick answers to your questions with the Embedded Analyst. If you'd like to see more videos like this and discover additional ways you can use Unsupervised, you can check them out on our YouTube channel or on our website. Or if you're ready to give Unsupervised a try and see your own data in action, we do offer 1-week free trials for qualified customers. Just go to unsupervised.com/demo to request one, and we'll reach out to get you set up.